Hey, movie nerds! Today, we're stepping into Hidden Figures, a 2016 historical drama that explores the untold story of brilliant women who defied societal boundaries to become crucial players in one of America's greatest achievements, the race to space. This is a story that asks us to look deeper, to question, and to feel beyond the surface. I'm glad you're here, because together we'll unravel the hidden layers, the subtle details, and the little moments that whisper the heart of the film. If you haven't yet, go ahead and subscribe. Let's keep exploring these stories that shape how we see the world. Now, settle in, open your mind, and let's dive into the depths of this cinematic journey. Set against the backdrop of the early 1960s, a time when America was caught in the fervor of the Cold War and the race to conquer the cosmos, this film sheds light on the remarkable achievements of three African-American women whose contributions were once overlooked. Their stories intertwine with history's monumental moments, the launch of the first American astronaut into orbit and the technological challenges that accompany that feat. But this isn't just a story about science and space. It's a story about courage, resilience, and the relentless pursuit of equality amid the crushing weight of segregation and prejudice. The film introduces us to Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson, women whose intellect and determination carved paths through the rigid social structures of their time. Katherine, with her extraordinary gift for numbers and analytical mind, finds herself at the center of NASA's most critical missions, calculating trajectories with precision that defies expectation. Dorothy, a natural leader and problem solver, navigates bureaucratic obstacles and transforms herself into an indispensable computer programmer. Mary, fueled by an unyielding desire to break barriers, fights to become NASA's first black female engineer. Their journeys are both individual and collective, marked by moments of triumph and struggle, setbacks and breakthroughs. They confront a society that questions their worth not just as women but as black women, in a world where segregation dictates even the most basic aspects of daily life, from bathroom access to professional opportunities. These systemic injustices are starkly portrayed, yet the narrative never loses sight of the indomitable spirit that drives these women forward. The film's pacing weaves personal stories with grand historical events, creating a compelling tapestry that is as intimate as it is epic. We witness tense moments of workplace conflict, heated debates about civil rights, and the quiet acts of defiance that ripple into change. The interplay of these elements pulls viewers into a world where the stakes are as high emotionally as they are historically. As the plot unfolds, we are drawn into Katherine's meticulous calculations for the Mercury Atlas 6 mission, a sequence that brims with tension and hope. The accuracy of her work becomes a matter of national pride and global significance, while also challenging the racial and gender biases that threaten to sideline her. Meanwhile, Dorothy's quiet mastery of the emerging field of computer science leads her to teach herself and her team programming skills, an act of empowerment that foreshadows the technological revolution to come. Mary's courtroom battle to attend an all-white school is a poignant moment of legal and personal courage, underscoring the broader fight for equality. The film masterfully balances the enormity of the space race with the everyday realities these women face. Scenes oscillate between the high-tech corridors of NASA and the segregated neighborhoods where the protagonists live, highlighting contrasts that deepen our understanding of their resilience. The cultural and emotional weight of the era permeates every frame, inviting viewers to experience both the thrill of scientific achievement and the pain of social injustice. Key relationships within the film add layers of complexity and warmth. The friendships between the women are sources of strength and solidarity, marked by shared laughter and mutual support in the face of adversity. Romantic subplots and family dynamics humanize the protagonists, grounding their heroic achievements in relatable struggles and joys. These interpersonal connections provide emotional anchor points that enrich the narrative. Visually, the film evokes the 1960s with meticulous attention to detail, from costume design and set decoration to the portrayal of technology and media. The retro aesthetics transport viewers, immersing them in a world of pencil and paper calculations, early computers, and the hopeful buzz of a nation poised on the brink of space exploration. Cinematography captures both the grandeur of NASA's missions and the intimate moments of personal bravery, creating a balanced and engaging visual rhythm. Sound design and score further amplify the film's emotional impact. The music blends period-appropriate tracks with an original score that underscores themes of hope, determination, and triumph. The interplay of silence and sound during tense calculation scenes heightens suspense, while uplifting melodies accompany moments of breakthrough and victory. The story does not shy away from the harsh realities of discrimination and segregation, portraying them with honesty and sensitivity. Yet it remains hopeful, celebrating the power of perseverance and intellect to overcome barriers. The film's climax, intertwining the success of the Mercury mission with the personal victories of its heroines, delivers a cathartic and inspiring conclusion that lingers long after the credits roll. This cinematic journey challenges us to reconsider history through the lens of those whose stories were hidden, reminding us of the countless contributions made by individuals who fought not only the frontiers of space but the frontiers of social change. It honors their legacy by giving voice to their struggles and celebrating their triumphs, inviting audiences to reflect on the ongoing journey toward equality and recognition. So whether you're drawn by the thrilling suspense of space exploration, the rich character-driven drama, or the profound social commentary, this film offers a multi-layered experience that enlightens as much as it entertains. Its powerful narrative and evocative artistry make it a standout piece that continues to inspire and resonate. Get ready to explore a story where science, courage, and humanity converge. A story that lifts the veil on forgotten heroes and invites us all to celebrate the extraordinary power of determination and intellect. Let's dive in and uncover the hidden figures who shaped history and continue to inspire generations. The story begins amid the charged atmosphere of early 1960s America, a nation caught between fierce competition on the global stage and the simmering unrest at home. At the center of this turbulent era stands NASA, a beacon of ambition, scientific prowess, and the American dream of reaching the stars. Yet beneath the gleaming surface of rockets and calculations lies a hidden world where quiet battles are fought against not just gravity, but prejudice and inequality. We are introduced to Katherine Johnson, a prodigious mathematician whose gift for numbers is as extraordinary as it is necessary. Her daily life begins with the familiar rhythm of arriving at Langley Research Center in Virginia, a workplace that, like the broader society, is fractured by segregation. Despite her brilliance, Katherine faces daily indignities. Segregated bathrooms, limited access to resources, and skeptical colleagues who underestimate her abilities simply because of the color of her skin and her gender. Her journey starts with a monumental task: to verify the complex trajectory calculations for John Glen's orbital mission, a project steeped in national pride and scientific challenge. This responsibility places her under intense scrutiny. Any error could spell disaster. Yet, even as Katherine's talent shines through, she must navigate a labyrinth of social barriers, from men who doubt her to institutional rules that threaten to sideline her contributions. The tension between her undeniable competence and the resistance she encounters is palpable, painting a vivid picture of determination in the face of systemic obstacles. Parallel to Katherine's story, we meet Dorothy Vaughan, a supervisor who works tirelessly to lead a team of computers, women who perform the intricate manual calculations essential to NASA's operations. Dorothy's leadership is marked by quiet strength and foresight. She recognizes the impending shift toward electronic computing and takes it upon herself to master the programming of the new IBM machines arriving at Langley. Her proactive efforts to educate herself and her team demonstrate resilience and adaptability, qualities necessary not only for survival but for progress in a rapidly changing technological landscape. Dorothy's storyline delves into the challenges of navigating workplace hierarchies and racial discrimination. Her position as a Black woman in a supervisory role is fraught with limitations. She is not officially recognized with the title or pay commensurate with her responsibilities. Yet, through ingenuity and perseverance, Dorothy carves out space for herself and her colleagues, quietly undermining the status quo and preparing for the future. Mary Jackson's narrative threads into this tapestry as well. A talented mathematician with aspirations beyond the computing pool, Mary seeks to become NASA's first Black female engineer. Her pursuit of this goal leads her to petition a court to attend an all-white high school, an act of bravery that highlights the legal and social barriers imposed by segregation. Mary's struggle embodies the intersection of gender and racial discrimination, illustrating the systemic challenges that extend beyond the workplace into education and civic life. The film captures these women's personal lives with equal care, depicting their roles as mothers, daughters, wives, and friends. These intimate moments provide depth and relatability, showing how they balance professional demands with familial responsibilities. Scenes of shared laughter, whispered encouragement, and quiet sacrifices underscore the emotional stakes of their journeys. Early in the narrative, the relationships among these women crystallize into a powerful bond of friendship and mutual support. Their shared experiences of exclusion and determination create a sisterhood that fuels their courage and ambition. This alliance becomes a source of strength, a counterpoint to the isolation and prejudice they confront. As the plot progresses, the film introduces moments of tension and conflict that underscore the broader societal challenges. Catherine faces resistance when invited to join meetings traditionally reserved for white male engineers. Dorothy confronts the limitations imposed by her unofficial title. Mary grapples with the daunting prospect of legal action to pursue her dreams. These challenges are portrayed with nuance and emotional honesty, emphasizing the courage required to confront entrenched injustice. The technical challenges of the space program provide a backdrop of urgency and innovation. The pressure to succeed against Soviet advancements creates a palpable tension that propels the narrative forward. The film effectively balances the intellectual rigor of mathematical calculations with the human drama of those making history behind the scenes. A turning point arrives when Catherine's calculations directly contribute to the success of John Glen's mission. This achievement is not only a triumph of science but a personal victory against the barriers she has faced. The recognition she receives, though still limited by the era's prejudices, marks a significant moment of breakthrough. Meanwhile, Dorothy's mastery of the new IBM computers ushers in a technological revolution at NASA. Her leadership ensures that her team remains relevant and essential, illustrating themes of adaptation and foresight. Mary's courtroom battle to attend advanced engineering classes brings the film's social commentary into sharp focus, highlighting the intersection of personal ambition and systemic change. Throughout this section of the story, the film employs a delicate balance of tone. Moments of humor and warmth punctuate scenes of tension and injustice, reflecting the resilience and humanity of the characters. The use of music and cinematography enhances these contrasts, with light-filled interiors and intimate close-ups counterbalancing the starkness of segregation and professional obstacles. Visually, the film captures the era's atmosphere with meticulous attention to detail. The workplaces are depicted with authentic period equipment and attire, while the social environments, churches, homes, streets, evoke the cultural context of the time. These settings ground the narrative in a tangible reality, inviting viewers to immerse themselves in the characters' world. The first half culminates in a convergence of personal and professional victories, setting the stage for the challenges and transformations to come. The women's contributions to NASA's missions begin to garner attention, even as the fight for equality continues. Their stories, intertwined with the historical milestones of the space race, highlight the often unseen labor and brilliance that propel human progress. This section of the film invites viewers to reflect on the intersection of science, society, and individual agency. It celebrates intellect and perseverance while laying bare the social inequities that must be confronted. Through the detailed portrayal of these pioneering women's lives, the narrative offers both inspiration and a call to awareness. In essence, the opening act of this story is a powerful introduction to characters who embody resilience and brilliance amid adversity. Their journeys weave together themes of ambition, friendship, and social justice, all set against the thrilling and high-stakes backdrop of America's space race. It's a narrative that honors hidden figures, those whose contributions have long been overlooked, bringing their stories to light with nuance, passion, and humanity. The narrative presses onward, moving from the foundational struggles and quiet victories of the early 1960s toward moments of undeniable triumph and profound change. As the story deepens, the lives of Catherine, Dorothy, and Mary intersect with pivotal events in American history, their personal journeys reflecting broader social shifts as they push against the boundaries of segregation. Katherine Johnson's trajectory accelerates into the heart of NASA's critical missions, where her mathematical genius becomes indispensable. Her role evolves from behind-the-scenes calculation to active participation in the decision-making process. However, this ascent is neither smooth nor fully accepted by all her colleagues. Catherine continues to encounter resistance, subtle and overt, from those who question her presence in traditionally male-dominated spaces, particularly during moments when she demands access to previously segregated facilities or rooms. One striking episode unfolds when Catherine boldly requests to use the white restroom, rather than the distant, segregated facility assigned to her. This act, seemingly simple yet profoundly defiant, symbolizes a growing unwillingness to accept systemic barriers. It's a small but significant victory that highlights the courage woven throughout her journey. This scene embodies the film's broader message. Change begins with individual acts of bravery, challenging unjust norms and paving the way for collective progress. Meanwhile, Dorothy Vaughn's storyline reaches a crescendo as she confronts the reality of automation and the obsolescence it threatens. The arrival of the IBM computer at Langley sparks anxiety and uncertainty among her team. Yet Dorothy's quick grasp of the machine's potential positions her as a pioneer in an emerging field. Her determination to learn programming and advocate for her colleagues' training is a testament to adaptability and leadership. Dorothy's quiet fight for recognition culminates in her securing a formal supervisory title, an acknowledgement long overdue. This milestone reflects not only personal achievement but also the incremental dismantling of institutional discrimination. Her journey underscores themes of perseverance, foresight, and the importance of self-advocacy in systems resistant to change. Mary Jackson's battle to become an engineer takes center stage in a powerful narrative arc. After petitioning the court for the right to attend advanced classes at an all-white high school, Mary faces legal and societal hurdles. The courtroom scenes are charged with tension, blending personal resolve with the broader civil rights movement. Mary's victory in gaining permission to attend these classes is emblematic of the slow dismantling of segregationist policies and an assertion of individual agency. This triumph carries profound implications, not only for Mary's career but for the message it sends to others facing similar barriers. Her story weaves together themes of education, justice, and the relentless pursuit of dreams despite systemic oppression. It also highlights the intersectionality of race and gender, revealing the compounded challenges faced by Black women during this era. As these personal victories accumulate, the film threads them into the fabric of NASA's historical achievements. The launch of John Glenn into orbit becomes a climactic event, emblematic of national pride and scientific progress. Catherine's involvement in verifying the trajectory calculations is portrayed with gripping tension, emphasizing the critical stakes. The sequence is crafted with meticulous attention to detail, capturing both the technical complexity and emotional gravity. The successful mission represents a turning point not only for NASA but for the women whose brilliance made it possible. It's a moment of validation, a public acknowledgement of contributions long overshadowed. Yet the film does not romanticize this victory. It acknowledges that systemic inequities remain, and the fight for equality continues beyond the launch pad. Interpersonal relationships evolve alongside these milestones. The friendships among Catherine, Dorothy, and Mary deepen, providing a foundation of support and solidarity. Their shared experiences, both joyful and painful, underscore the importance of community in overcoming adversity. Scenes of laughter, shared meals, and heartfelt conversations humanize the protagonists, reminding viewers that behind every historic achievement are real lives and bonds. Romantic and familial subplots enrich the emotional texture. Catherine's marriage, Dorothy's role as a mother and wife, and Mary's family life illustrate the balancing act between professional ambition and personal responsibilities. These elements add relatability and depth, portraying the characters as multifaceted individuals navigating complex worlds. The film continues to juxtapose the stark realities of segregation with moments of hope and progress. The gradual integration of workspaces, the breaking down of racial barriers in education, and the increasing recognition of the women's contributions reflect broader societal shifts. Yet, these advances are portrayed with nuance, acknowledging ongoing challenges and resistance. Visual storytelling amplifies these themes. The cinematography captures contrasts between confined office spaces and expansive launch sites, between the claustrophobia of segregation and the vast possibilities of space. Lighting shifts mirror emotional journeys, from shadows of doubt to bright horizons of achievement. The use of archival footage and period detail roots the story firmly in its historical context. Sound design and music underscore the narrative's emotional arcs. The score blends period influences with evocative motifs that highlight tension, triumph, and reflection. Ambient sounds, from the hum of computers to the roar of rocket engines, immerse viewers in the era's technological landscape. The resolution brings a powerful sense of closure and continuity. While celebrating the women's achievements and the nation's leap into space, the film also gestures toward the ongoing struggles for civil rights and gender equality. The final scenes emphasize the legacy of these pioneers, the hidden figures, whose work paved the way for future generations. The film ends on a note of inspiration and possibility, inviting viewers to honor the past while continuing to strive for justice and inclusion. It acknowledges the complex interplay of individual brilliance and collective effort, science and society, courage and change. In sum, this section of the story elevates personal triumphs into symbols of broader progress. It deftly balances historical accuracy with emotional storytelling, creating a narrative that is both educational and deeply moving. Through its unfolding events, the film celebrates resilience, ingenuity, and the power of perseverance to reshape the course of history. The second half of the narrative is a testament to the indomitable spirit of its protagonists and the transformative potential of recognizing and valuing hidden contributions. It invites audiences to reflect on the past, appreciate the present, and envision a more equitable future, one where talent and determination can transcend barriers, and where every figure, no matter how hidden, is seen and celebrated. The story's heart beats through the lives of three remarkable women, Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson, whose intellect, courage, and resilience transform not only the course of history but the very fabric of their world. Their characters are rich tapestries woven from complexity, strength, vulnerability, and unwavering. Their characters are rich tapestries woven from complexity, strength, vulnerability, and unwavering determination. Each woman embodies a distinct facet of the struggle against oppression and the pursuit of excellence, and their journeys intertwine to create a powerful narrative of empowerment and change. Katherine Johnson emerges as a luminous figure, her brilliance in mathematics rivaled only by her quiet dignity and steely resolve. From the outset, Katherine's character is portrayed with a keen awareness of her exceptional gifts and the heavy burden they carry. As a Black woman in a segregated workplace, her intellect is both her shield and her sword, a means to carve out space in a world that seeks to confine her. Her calculations are precise, her mind sharp, but it is her grace under pressure that defines her. She moves through her challenges with a mix of humility and quiet defiance, never allowing the biases around her to diminish her sense of self-worth. Katherine's story is one of perseverance against systemic barriers. The everyday indignities she endures, separate restrooms, limited access to resources, contrast sharply with her critical role in NASA's missions. This dichotomy fuels her character's depth, highlighting the injustice of a society that simultaneously needs and undervalues her. The actress's performance captures this tension with subtlety, portraying moments of frustration and resolve that humanize Katherine without diminishing her extraordinary capabilities. Her relationships with colleagues and supervisors evolve throughout the story, reflecting shifts in perception and respect. Early skepticism gives way to acknowledgement of her indispensability, yet the road is fraught with challenges. Katherine's interactions with male engineers and officials oscillate between cautious alliance and subtle power struggles, revealing the complexities of navigating professional spaces that were not designed for women like her. Beyond her professional life, Katherine's character is enriched by glimpses into her personal world. Scenes depicting her role as a mother and wife add layers of warmth and relatability, underscoring the multifaceted nature of her identity. Her devotion to family, balanced with her professional ambitions, portrays the delicate juggling act faced by many women striving for fulfillment on multiple fronts. Dorothy Vaughan's character offers a compelling portrait of leadership, foresight, and quiet rebellion. As a supervisor of the computers, Dorothy commands respect through competence and compassion. Her intelligence is matched by her pragmatic approach to an uncertain future, particularly as the advent of electronic computers threatens to render her and her team obsolete. Dorothy's determination to master this new technology and to teach it to her colleagues speaks to her visionary mindset and commitment to collective advancement. Her story illuminates the often overlooked role of women, and specifically Black women, in shaping technological progress. Dorothy's journey from informal leadership to official recognition reflects broader themes of visibility and validation. Her character navigates institutional hurdles with strategic savvy, advocating for herself and others in a system resistant to change. Dorothy's interpersonal relationships, especially with her team, reveal a nurturing aspect that balances her professional acumen. She serves as mentor, advocate, and protector, fostering a sense of solidarity and shared purpose. This dynamic adds emotional richness, showcasing the power of community and support in the face of adversity. Mary Jackson embodies the spirit of ambition and the pursuit of justice. Her character's drive to become an engineer propels her into the legal and social battles necessary to break racial and gender barriers. Mary's courage in petitioning the court to attend advanced classes at an all-white school is a defining moment, encapsulating her refusal to accept limitations imposed by an unjust system. Mary's narrative arc is one of transformation and defiance, highlighting the intersectionality of discrimination. Her determination is fueled not only by personal ambition but by a commitment to pave the way for others. The portrayal of Mary's struggles and triumphs emphasizes the importance of education and access as tools for empowerment. Her relationships with family and community provide grounding and context. Scenes depicting her interactions with children and neighbors enrich her character, illustrating the reciprocal nature of her fight. She strives not only for herself but for a broader legacy. This sense of responsibility adds depth to her character, portraying her as both an individual trailblazer and a community pillar. The dynamic among Katherine, Dorothy, and Mary is central to the narrative's emotional core. Their friendship is portrayed as a source of strength and resilience, a sisterhood forged through shared experiences and mutual support. The film captures moments of humor, encouragement, and candidness that humanize these historical figures, inviting viewers to connect with their joys and struggles. Each woman's unique personality contributes to the group's balance. Catherine's quiet intensity, Dorothy's steady pragmatism, and Mary's fiery ambition create a dynamic interplay that enriches the story. Their interactions demonstrate the power of solidarity in overcoming systemic barriers, highlighting the collective dimension of their individual achievements. Supporting characters further illuminate the protagonists' lives and challenges. Male colleagues and supervisors reflect the prevailing attitudes and institutional obstacles, providing a backdrop against which the women's struggles gain clarity and urgency. Family members add emotional context, grounding the characters' public achievements in private realities. The film's depiction of these characters avoids simplification or hero worship. Instead, it embraces complexity, portraying flaws, doubts, and moments of vulnerability alongside strength and brilliance. This nuanced portrayal enhances authenticity and relatability, allowing audiences to see the protagonists as fully realized individuals. Visual storytelling complements character development. Costuming reflects shifts in status and self-perception. Margaret's tailored suits, Dorothy's practical attire, Mary's determined posture, all signaling facets of identity and evolution. Cinematography emphasizes intimate close-ups during moments of introspection, capturing the subtleties of emotion that words alone cannot convey. Themes of perseverance, justice, and empowerment are embodied through these characters. Their stories serve as microcosms of broader social movements, illustrating how individual courage can ignite change. The film honors their legacy by portraying not just their achievements, but the arduous journeys behind them. In essence, the characters at the story's center are profound testaments to resilience and brilliance. Their journeys inspire, challenge, and invite reflection on the enduring struggles for equality and recognition. Through their lives, the film celebrates the power of intellect, determination, and solidarity to transcend barriers and shape history. The making of this film is itself a story rich with fascinating twists, surprising challenges, and heartfelt moments. Details often hidden behind the polished finish of the final cut but essential to the magic that unfolds on screen. Special screenings and panel discussions connected audiences with real-life pioneers, expanding the film's impact beyond entertainment. This outreach reinforced the film's message of empowerment and historical recognition. Finally, the film's legacy includes its role in sparking renewed interest in the real stories of Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, Mary Jackson, and others whose work was long unacknowledged. Following its release, public institutions and media highlighted these figures, inspiring books, documentaries, and educational programs. The film thus serves as both art and advocacy, celebrating hidden heroes and inspiring future generations. In sum, the strangest and most fascinating facts about the film's making reveal a production steeped in dedication, authenticity, and serendipity. From casting insights and technical achievements to community engagement and cultural impact, these stories illuminate the rich, multifaceted process of bringing history to life on screen. They remind us that behind every great film lies a world of human passion, ingenuity, and connection, a story in itself worth telling. The film unfolds as a compelling interplay of history, personal triumph, and social commentary. A layered narrative that invites viewers not only to witness extraordinary achievements but also to engage critically with the complex contexts in which they occurred. Through a careful examination of significant events depicted on screen, we uncover a tapestry of themes and emotions that resonate beyond the cinematic experience, challenging audiences to reflect on the intersections of race, gender, and progress. At the center of this narrative are moments charged with profound symbolic and historical weight. The opening scenes establish the systemic barriers faced by the protagonists, using the everyday realities of segregation to frame their extraordinary journeys. The stark portrayal of segregated restrooms, limited access to resources, and workplace exclusion situates the film within the broader civil rights movement, grounding its personal stories in social upheaval. This setting is not merely backdrop but an active force shaping character motivations and conflicts, inviting critical reflection on how institutionalized discrimination operates. One pivotal event, the arrival of the IBM computer and the consequent threat it poses to the women's roles, functions as a metaphor for both technological advancement and societal change. Dorothy Vaughan's proactive embrace of programming challenges conventional narratives of progress as purely technical. Instead, the film highlights the human dimension of adaptation and survival. Her leadership in retraining her team is a nuanced portrayal of empowerment, revealing how agency can be exercised within constraining systems. Critics have lauded this storyline for emphasizing the often overlooked contributions of Black women to early computing history, offering a corrective to dominant technological narratives. The film's depiction of Katherine Johnson's role in John Glenn's orbital mission serves as a dramatic focal point, blending scientific tension with social commentary. Her meticulous calculations and insistence on verifying computer-generated data underscore themes of trust, expertise, and gendered skepticism. The scene where Glen requests Katherine personally verify the numbers elevates her from a peripheral figure to a central hero, symbolically reclaiming space for marginalized knowledge holders. Critically, this event encapsulates the film's dual focus on individual brilliance and systemic barriers. Katherine's achievement is not presented as an isolated miracle, but as the product of rigorous intellect and persistent struggle against racial and gender prejudice. The film's careful balance between celebration and critique invites audiences to appreciate the complexity of progress, where triumphs coexist with ongoing inequalities. Mary Jackson's legal battle to attend advanced engineering classes at an all-white school constitutes another moment of intense drama and significance. This courtroom sequence intertwines personal determination with the machinery of justice, illustrating the intersections of law, education, and civil rights. The portrayal of Mary's victory as both personal and political invites analysis of how individual agency can disrupt entrenched structures. Critics have noted the scene's resonance in contemporary discussions about access and inclusion, highlighting the film's ongoing relevance. The interpersonal dynamics among the protagonists enrich these events with emotional depth. The friendships between Katherine, Dorothy, and Mary are depicted with warmth and authenticity, showcasing solidarity as a vital resource in the face of adversity. Their shared laughter, support, and candid conversations humanize the historical narrative, allowing viewers to connect emotionally with figures often rendered as distant icons. The film's pacing and narrative structure skillfully interweave personal stories with historical milestones, creating a rhythm that sustains engagement and underscores thematic connections. The juxtaposition of workplace challenges with family moments reveals the multiplicity of the characters' lives, emphasizing the holistic nature of their experiences. From a critical perspective, the film's success lies in its ability to transcend genre conventions. While operating within the framework of a biographical drama, it incorporates elements of social critique, gender politics, and cultural history. This multifaceted approach enriches the viewing experience, encouraging audiences to consider not only the individual achievements but the societal conditions that frame them. The film's reception reflects its thematic potency. Audiences and critics alike have praised its celebration of unsung heroes, its emotional resonance, and its educational value. Some analyses highlight the film's role in reshaping public memory, bringing attention to contributions historically marginalized or erased. This aspect has sparked broader conversations about representation in media and the politics of historical storytelling visually and sonically. The film reinforces its themes through deliberate artistic choices. The contrast between sterile, segregated workplaces and warm, communal homes underscores tensions between exclusion and belonging. Lighting and color palettes shift to reflect emotional arcs. Cool tones in moments of alienation give way to warm hues as characters find connection and empowerment. The musical score integrates period-appropriate motifs with emotive themes, enhancing narrative impact and atmosphere. Sound design also plays a critical role in immersing viewers in the era and the characters' experiences. Ambient noises, the clatter of typewriters, the hum of early computers, the murmur of conversations, create a textured soundscape that grounds the story in lived reality. The interplay of silence and sound heightens tension during key scenes, such as calculation sequences and courtroom confrontations. The film's exploration of intersectionality, how race, gender, and class interconnect, adds depth to its critical reception. It challenges simplistic narratives of progress by highlighting the layered oppressions faced by its protagonists. This nuanced portrayal encourages viewers to grapple with the complexities of social justice, recognizing that breakthroughs in one domain do not erase struggles in others. From casting quirks to technical feats, from the recreation of a pivotal era to the unanticipated moments of serendipity, the behind-the-scenes journey reveals a tapestry of human endeavor, creativity, and sometimes sheer happenstance. These strangest and most intriguing facts illuminate the process by which history and artistry converge to bring these hidden figures to light. One of the earliest remarkable facts lies in the film's casting process, which sought actors who could embody the complexity and strength of the real-life women they portrayed. Taraji P. Henson, Octavia Spencer, and Janelle Monáe brought not only talent but deep respect and personal connection to their roles. What's less widely known is how the casting directors went to great lengths to ensure authenticity, not just in appearance but in mannerisms, speech, and emotional resonance. To prepare, the actors engaged in extensive research, including meeting with surviving colleagues and family members of the real women, studying archival footage, and immersing themselves in the cultural context of the era. Taraji P. Henson, in particular, was deeply inspired by Katherine Johnson's story. She reportedly kept a copy of Katherine's NASA employee ID on her person during filming as a talisman and source of motivation. Similarly, Octavia Spencer, who portrayed Dorothy Vaughan, found a profound connection in Dorothy's quiet leadership and determination, drawing upon her own experiences navigating a competitive industry. Janelle Monáe, taking on Mary Jackson's role, infused the character with a vibrant blend of ambition and warmth, bringing a musical sensibility that subtly enriched her performance. Behind the scenes, the director's vision demanded meticulous attention to historical accuracy, which posed both creative and logistical challenges. The production team collaborated with NASA historians and consultants to ensure technical and period details were faithfully rendered. This collaboration extended to set design, costumes, and props, creating an immersive environment that transported cast and crew back to the 1960s. The film's recreation of NASA's Langley Research Center involved detailed reconstruction of offices, laboratories, and computer rooms, blending archival photographs with modern film technology. An unusual occurrence during filming involved the recreation of early computing machinery, including the IBM computers Dorothy Vaughan's character famously taught herself to program. The production team faced the challenge of portraying these massive, intricate machines authentically, which required constructing elaborate replicas and coordinating their operation on set. The actors underwent training to simulate realistic interactions with the equipment, lending credibility to scenes that could easily have become visually confusing or dull. These efforts paid off, as the scenes convey both the mechanical complexity and the human ingenuity involved in this technological transition. The film's wardrobe department faced unique challenges in dressing a cast representing a range of professional roles, from mathematicians and engineers to secretaries and supervisors, all within the social constraints of segregation. Costumes had to reflect not only the fashion of the era but also the nuanced class and cultural distinctions within the African American community. For example, Katherine's elegant dresses and pearls contrast with Dorothy's practical attire and Mary's more youthful styles, visually communicating their personalities and social positions. The wardrobe choices also subtly underscore character development, with changes reflecting growing confidence and shifting circumstances. One of the strangest behind-the-scenes anecdotes involves the filming of outdoor scenes depicting the segregated entrances and facilities. The locations chosen were often former public buildings that retained architectural traces of segregation-era design. On one occasion, the crew encountered unexpected difficulties when local residents, unaware of the film's intent, expressed discomfort or curiosity about the production's portrayal of these historical realities. The filmmakers navigated these sensitivities with care, engaging in community outreach to explain the project's significance and ensure respectful representation. The film's soundtrack offers another layer of fascinating trivia. The original score, composed to evoke both the tension of the space race and the emotional journeys of the characters, integrates period-appropriate jazz and gospel influences. Additionally, the soundtrack features contemporary artists whose music draws inspiration from the era's sounds, creating a bridge between past and present. Notably, Janelle Monáe contributed original songs that reflect her character's spirit, blending narrative and music in a way that deepens emotional resonance. Improvisation played a surprising role during production. Several memorable scenes were enhanced by spontaneous moments between actors, encouraged by the director's flexible approach. For instance, the camaraderie and humor among the women in breakroom conversations and informal gatherings emerged naturally, adding authenticity and warmth. These unscripted interactions often made it into the final cut, capturing the genuine chemistry that scripted lines alone could not achieve. Technical aspects of filming presented their own curiosities. The cinematographers experimented with lighting techniques to evoke the dual worlds of scientific rigor and personal struggle. For example, scenes set in NASA's offices often employed stark, high-contrast lighting to mirror the intensity and formality of the workplace. In contrast, home and community scenes used softer, warmer lighting to convey intimacy and emotional safety. This deliberate visual contrast reinforced thematic elements and helped immerse audiences in the characters' lived experiences. One little-known fact is that some scenes utilized archival footage of actual NASA missions, seamlessly blended with the dramatized narrative. This technique required careful color grading and digital effects to ensure coherence, enhancing the film's historical authenticity while maintaining cinematic flow. The integration of real footage underscored the story's roots in true events, anchoring the drama in a tangible historical context. A charming behind-the-scenes story involves the cast's interactions with NASA personnel and historians during production. Visits to the real Langley Research Center allowed actors to walk the halls once occupied by their characters, deepening their connection to the roles. NASA engineers and archivists shared anecdotes and insights, enriching the actors' portrayals and fostering mutual respect between filmmakers and scientists. The film's production timeline included moments of tight scheduling and weather-related delays, typical of complex shoots. However, the crew's adaptability ensured smooth progress. For example, unexpected rain in outdoor locations led to creative reshoots and set adjustments that ultimately enhanced certain scenes with a more atmospheric tone. Such flexibility highlights the unpredictable nature of filmmaking and the collaborative spirit essential to overcoming obstacles. Marketing strategies for the film embraced its inspirational themes, partnering with educational and scientific organizations to promote awareness of women's contributions to STEM fields. Special screenings and panel discussions connected audiences with real-life pioneers, expanding the film's impact beyond entertainment. Ultimately, the film's thematic and emotional resonance stems from its humanistic core. By centering the stories of Catherine, Dorothy, and Mary, it restores agency and visibility to figures whose legacies were overshadowed. Their triumphs become symbols of collective hope and the ongoing quest for equality. In conclusion, the significant events dramatized in the film serve as both historical landmarks and narrative catalysts, weaving together scientific achievement and social transformation. The critical perspectives that emerge highlight the film's role in educating, inspiring, and challenging audiences. Its enduring impact lies in its ability to illuminate the hidden figures whose intellect and courage shaped a nation's destiny, inviting us to reflect on the past and envision a more inclusive future. The journey of bringing this remarkable story to the screen is itself a tale rich with creativity, dedication, and surprising moments. Layers of artistry and human connection that often remain hidden behind the scenes but are essential to the magic audiences experience. The filmmaking process was a delicate balancing act, weaving historical authenticity with emotional storytelling, while navigating logistical challenges and unexpected opportunities. Exploring these production insights and fun facts reveals how a passionate team collaborated to honor hidden histories and craft a film that resonates deeply. From the earliest stages, the filmmakers committed themselves to a rigorous exploration of history. The screenplay drew extensively from the book upon which the film is based, as well as interviews with surviving members of the NASA community. This research informed not only the narrative but also the design of sets, costumes, and props, ensuring an immersive portrayal of the early 1960s. The production team collaborated closely with NASA historians and consultants who provided invaluable guidance on technical details, workplace culture, and social context, enabling the film to capture the era's atmosphere with precision and respect. One of the more challenging aspects was the recreation of NASA's Langley Research Center, a place pivotal to the story but long transformed. The production designers undertook a meticulous process of studying archival photographs, blueprints, and documents to rebuild interiors and exteriors that felt both authentic and cinematic. Constructing the computing rooms, offices, and laboratories required attention to detail, from the design of furniture to the arrangement of equipment, creating a tactile world that invited actors and audiences alike to step back in time. Casting was another crucial phase filled with thoughtful decisions. The choice of Taraji P. Henson, Octavia Spencer, and Janelle Monáe as the leads was lauded for its inspired synergy, each bringing unique energy and depth to their roles. Their preparation went beyond traditional methods. They immersed themselves in NASA's history, met with the real women's families, and engaged with scientists and mathematicians to better understand the intellectual rigor and emotional landscape of their characters. This dedication translated into performances that feel both powerful and intimate. Behind the scenes, the director fostered an environment that encouraged collaboration and exploration. Rather than strictly adhering to the script, he allowed room for improvisation and actor input, which brought authenticity and spontaneity to many scenes. For example, some of the camaraderie and humor displayed among the women during informal conversations emerged organically from rehearsals and off-script moments, adding warmth and realism. The film's visual language was shaped through close cooperation between the director and the cinematographer, who crafted a palette reflecting the dual worlds of professional ambition and personal struggle. Lighting design played a pivotal role in this endeavor. Stark, fluorescent-lit office scenes conveyed the formality and rigidity of NASA's work environment, while softer, warmer lighting in home and community settings highlighted intimacy and resilience. The cinematography employed a mix of steady, formal shots in technical sequences and more fluid, handheld work during moments of emotional vulnerability, enhancing viewer connection. A fascinating production challenge involved depicting the early computing era authentically. The arrival of the IBM computer at Langley signaled a technological revolution that the film needed to portray convincingly. The crew constructed elaborate, fully functional replicas of these massive machines, and actors underwent training to interact naturally with the equipment. Coordinating these scenes required technical expertise and patience, as the machine's complexity demanded precise choreography between actors and props. Costume design contributed significantly to character development and period authenticity. The wardrobe department researched fashion trends of the early 1960s, paying particular attention to the intersection of professional attire and cultural identity for African American women. Each protagonist's costumes were carefully curated to reflect personality and transformation. Catherine's elegant, poised dresses contrasted with Dorothy's practical, workaday garments and Mary's youthful, aspirational styles. Subtle shifts in clothing mirrored internal journeys, marking moments of confidence and change. One delightful behind-the-scenes anecdote involves the casting and portrayal of NASA officials and male engineers. Many actors in these roles were encouraged to explore the nuanced dynamics of their characters, not merely as antagonists but as products of their time and institutions. This approach added layers of complexity to interactions, allowing moments of begrudging respect, humor, and tension to emerge naturally. Such portrayals avoided caricature, fostering a balanced narrative. Sound design was another essential element, capturing both the era's auditory landscape and the emotional cadence of the story. Ambient sounds, from the clatter of typewriters and the hum of machinery to the murmur of conversations and distant rocket launches, were carefully layered to immerse viewers. The original score blended period-appropriate jazz and gospel influences with evocative themes, supporting the film's shifts between tension, triumph, and intimacy. Filming on location presented logistical hurdles. While much of the film was shot on carefully constructed sets, some scenes took place in historic buildings and outdoor sites that resembled the segregated neighborhoods and institutions of the era. Weather and scheduling challenges required flexibility and creative problem-solving, with the production team adapting quickly to maintain continuity and atmosphere. The production fostered a strong sense of community among cast and crew. Long shooting days were balanced with moments of levity and camaraderie. Stories abound of impromptu dance sessions, shared meals, and heartfelt conversations that deepened bonds and enriched the creative process. These human connections infused the film with warmth and authenticity, qualities palpable on screen. Marketing efforts for the film were innovative and culturally attuned. Campaigns emphasized its inspirational message and historical significance, partnering with educational organizations and STEM advocates to promote awareness of women's contributions to science and technology. Special screenings, panel discussions, and interactive exhibits extended the film's reach, connecting audiences with the real stories behind the narrative. A lesser-known fact is that some of the film's costumes and props were donated to museums and educational institutions after production, ensuring that tangible pieces of the storytelling legacy continue to inspire. This gesture reflects the film's mission to honor and perpetuate the legacies of the women it portrays. In sum, the production of this film is a testament to the power of collaboration, research, and creative passion. From meticulous set construction and costume design to actor preparation and soundscaping, every element was crafted to serve both historical accuracy and emotional storytelling. The unexpected joys, challenges overcome, and shared dedication of the team reveal the vibrant human effort behind the film's success, reminding us that cinema is not just about telling stories, but about bringing history, humanity, and hope to life. The film opens a window onto a world both distant and familiar, a time when America stood on the precipice of great technological achievement and profound social upheaval. Its settings are not mere backdrops but living, breathing spaces that shape and reflect the characters' journeys, infusing every scene with historical texture and emotional resonance. The interplay of location, design, and cinematic technique crafts an immersive atmosphere that invites audiences into the intimate struggles and sweeping ambitions of its protagonists. At the heart of the story lies the Langley Research Center, a nexus of scientific innovation during the space race. The film's recreation of this iconic site is meticulous and evocative, blending archival research with creative interpretation. The sprawling office spaces, cluttered desks, and humming machinery evoke a hive of intellectual activity, where complex calculations and technological breakthroughs unfold amid the daily rhythms of work. The production design captures the functional austerity of the era, rows of desks with adding machines, teletype machines clacking, and the emerging presence of massive computers. The physical layout of Langley is portrayed with attention to detail, emphasizing the segregated spaces that mirror the social divisions of the time. Separate bathrooms, cafeterias, and offices delineate the boundaries imposed on African American employees, grounding the narrative in the realities of institutionalized racism. These spatial constraints become visual metaphors for the broader barriers the characters confront, making the setting an active participant in the story. Beyond the technical environments, the film transports viewers to the protagonists' homes and communities, capturing the warmth and resilience of Black neighborhoods in 1960s Virginia. These domestic scenes are suffused with color, texture, and life. Vibrant kitchens filled with family photographs, churches pulsing with gospel music, and front porches where conversations unfold amid laughter and shared struggle. The contrast between these intimate spaces and the sterile corporate environments highlights the dual worlds inhabited by the characters. The filmmakers employed a palette of muted earth tones and period-appropriate hues to evoke the era's aesthetic while supporting thematic contrasts. Cool blues and grays dominate the institutional settings, reinforcing the formality and rigidity of NASA's operations. In contrast, warm reds, yellows, and browns saturate home and community scenes, underscoring themes of belonging and cultural identity. This chromatic duality enhances the emotional texture, visually articulating the tension between exclusion and connection. Cinematography plays a vital role in shaping the film's mood and tone. The camera's eye shifts fluidly between wide shots that capture the vastness of the space program's ambitions and intimate close-ups that reveal the characters' internal landscapes. During technical sequences, calculations, programming, mission control, the framing is precise and deliberate, often employing symmetrical compositions that echo the order and complexity of scientific work. These moments are punctuated by subtle camera movements that build tension and focus attention on key details. In scenes of personal interaction, the cinematography becomes more fluid and human-centered. Handheld shots and shallow depth of field draw viewers into emotional exchanges, emphasizing facial expressions and gestures. The camera lingers on moments of vulnerability and triumph, creating a rhythm that balances the film's intellectual rigor with its heartfelt storytelling. Lighting design is intricately woven into this visual language. Harsh fluorescent lighting bathes the workspaces, casting stark shadows and accentuating the impersonal atmosphere. This contrasts with the soft, natural light that filters through windows in domestic scenes, creating a sense of warmth and sanctuary. The play of light and shadow often mirrors character development. Moments of illumination correspond with breakthroughs, while shadows underscore uncertainty and exclusion. Symbolism is embedded within the visual elements of the film's settings. The repeated imagery of doors, closed, opening, or ajar, serves as a metaphor for barriers and opportunities. Bathrooms and cafeterias, often segregated and physically distant, become sites of quiet rebellion and assertion. The vast sky and looming rockets frame the narrative's overarching theme of aspiration, with the cosmos symbolizing both challenge and possibility. Sound design complements the visual storytelling, layering ambient noises of machinery, footsteps, and office chatter with culturally resonant music. Gospel hymns, jazz tunes, and early 1960s pop songs create an auditory landscape that situates the film in its time and place. The soundscape shifts to reflect mood, quiet moments are punctuated by soft musical motifs, while tense sequences are underscored by rhythmic pulses and electronic tones. The film's production design extended to the smallest props and details: typewriters with authentic keys, period telephones, NASA badges, and scientific instruments, all meticulously sourced or recreated to enhance verisimilitude. Costuming reinforced setting, with tailored suits, dresses, and hairstyles that reflected social status and cultural identity, anchoring characters firmly within their environments. The juxtaposition of settings, from cramped, segregated offices to open launch pads, heightens narrative stakes and emotional impact. The sterile, confined spaces of NASA's segregated zones contrast with the vastness of the sky and space, visually representing the tension between limitation and boundless ambition. This spatial dynamic reinforces themes of perseverance and transcendence. In sum, the film's settings and cinematic elements are crafted with a profound sensitivity to history and human experience. They do more than situate the story, they amplify its themes, shape its emotional rhythms, and invite audiences to inhabit the complex worlds of its characters. Through evocative design, masterful cinematography, and thoughtful soundscapes, the film creates an immersive journey that resonates both visually and emotionally, honoring the hidden figures whose brilliance illuminated the path to the stars. The making of this film was a journey marked by passion, camaraderie, and creativity, a vibrant tapestry of moments that blended the rigor of historical accuracy with the warmth of human connection. Behind the polished final product lies a world of stories from the set, moments of laughter, unexpected challenges, and the persistent dedication of a cast and crew united in their mission to bring a hidden history to light. These behind-the-scenes insights offer a glimpse into the heart of the production, revealing how collaboration, improvisation, and sheer determination shaped the film's spirit and success. From the very first day of shooting, the atmosphere on set was one of excitement tempered by respect for the story's weight. The cast and crew understood they were telling more than a narrative, they were honoring real lives and monumental achievements. This awareness fostered a sense of responsibility and purpose that infused the entire production, inspiring everyone involved to give their best. One of the most frequently shared anecdotes involves the close bond formed among the lead actresses, Taraji P. Henson, Octavia Spencer, and Janelle Monáe. Their on-screen chemistry, praised by audiences and critics alike, was no accident. The trio spent extensive time together off-camera, building friendships that translated into natural, heartfelt performances. Between takes, they shared stories, laughter, and support, creating a supportive environment that eased the pressures of portraying such iconic figures. The director fostered a collaborative set culture, encouraging improvisation and input from actors and crew. Many scenes benefited from this openness, with actors ad-libbing lines or gestures that added authenticity and warmth. For example, casual conversations between the women during breakroom scenes were often unscripted, capturing genuine camaraderie that enriched the narrative texture. Filming took place on meticulously recreated sets designed to evoke NASA's Langley Research Center and the protagonists' homes. The production design team worked tirelessly to capture every detail, from authentic furniture and technology to period-accurate decor. Walking through these sets was akin to stepping back in time, and many cast members noted how this immersive environment deepened their connection to their characters. Yet the commitment to authenticity came with challenges. One major hurdle was the recreation of early computing equipment, including the massive IBM machines that played a critical role in NASA's operations. Constructing functional and visually accurate replicas required ingenuity and collaboration between set designers, prop masters, and technical advisors. Actors underwent training to interact convincingly with these machines, ensuring scenes resonated with realism rather than becoming mere spectacle. Weather and scheduling also posed difficulties. Though much of the film's setting evokes warm, intimate interiors, certain outdoor sequences required filming in variable conditions. The crew adapted quickly to changes, utilizing lighting and camera techniques to maintain continuity and atmosphere. In some cases, weather delays prompted creative rewrites or scene adjustments, illustrating the fluidity necessary in filmmaking. The cast's dedication extended to mastering the technical language and cultural nuances of their characters. Many spent hours learning mathematical concepts, scientific terminology, and historical context to portray their roles with credibility. This preparation was both challenging and rewarding, and actors often remarked on how it deepened their respect for the real women's intellect and perseverance. A particularly memorable behind-the-scenes story involves a scene where Taraji P. Henson's character must navigate the indignities of segregation. The emotional intensity required for this scene moved many on set, leading to moments of shared reflection and solidarity among cast and crew. This instance underscored the film's power to connect personal experience with historical reality, reminding everyone involved of the story's significance. The production team also prioritized inclusivity and education during filming. Workshops and discussions about the historical and cultural context were held regularly, fostering awareness and empathy. This environment nurtured a collective understanding of the film's themes, reinforcing the shared commitment to authentic storytelling. Humor and light-hearted moments balanced the weighty subject matter. Cast and crew frequently organized informal gatherings, celebrating milestones with music, dance, and laughter. These moments of joy provided relief and strengthened bonds, contributing to a positive working atmosphere that permeated the film's tone. Technical crews shared stories of innovation and problem-solving. Cinematographers experimented with lighting and camera movement to capture the film's dual worlds, sterile laboratories and vibrant communities, with sensitivity and flair. Sound engineers meticulously layered ambient noises and period music to create an immersive soundscape, enhancing emotional impact. Post-production presented its own set of challenges. Editing required balancing the film's pacing, ensuring that the scientific and historical complexities did not overwhelm the human stories. Test screenings informed adjustments, leading to a final cut that harmonizes information with emotion. The musical score was refined to support narrative arcs, blending era-specific tunes with original compositions that underscore themes of hope and resilience. Promotion of the film extended beyond traditional channels. The marketing team collaborated with STEM organizations and civil rights groups to create educational campaigns and community events. These initiatives helped amplify the film's message, fostering dialogue and inspiring audiences worldwide. In retrospect, many involved describe the production as a transformative experience. The collective effort to honor hidden figures and elevate their stories forged lasting relationships and deepened appreciation for the intersection of history and art. The challenges faced, technical, logistical, and emotional, were met with creativity and perseverance, embodying the very spirit the film celebrates. Ultimately, the behind-the-scenes journey reveals filmmaking as a profoundly human endeavor. It is a process of collaboration, courage, and compassion, where every detail and every choice contributes to crafting a story that moves hearts and minds. These insights remind us that the magic of cinema emerges not only from what we see on screen but from the dedication and passion of those who bring stories to life, honoring the past while inspiring the future. The film unfolds as a rich tapestry of themes and symbolism, weaving together stories of perseverance, identity, and transformation that resonate far beyond its historical setting. At its core, it is a narrative about the human spirit, its capacity to overcome barriers, forge connections, and redefine possibility. Each theme is intricately linked to the characters' journeys, with symbolism subtly threading through the visual and narrative elements to deepen meaning and emotional impact. One of the film's most compelling themes is the pursuit of equality in the face of systemic oppression. Set during the height of the civil rights era, the story confronts segregation and discrimination head-on, portraying the insidious ways these forces manifest in everyday life. The protagonist's navigation of segregated restrooms, restricted workspaces, and social exclusion serves as a vivid illustration of institutionalized racism and sexism. Yet, the film balances this with moments of resistance and resilience, portraying the characters not as victims but as agents of change. This theme of empowerment is closely tied to the idea of visibility, both literal and metaphorical. The title itself, Hidden Figures, speaks to the erasure and invisibility of these women's contributions. The narrative's journey from marginalization to recognition reflects a broader social awakening. Symbolically, the act of breaking through physical and social barriers, entering white-only spaces, asserting intellectual authority, and claiming rightful places, embodies the quest for acknowledgement and justice. Mathematics and science emerge as powerful motifs throughout the film, symbolizing not only intellectual rigor but also a pathway to liberation. Numbers and calculations represent order, precision, and universal truth, standing in stark contrast to the irrational prejudices of the time. The protagonist's mastery of these disciplines challenges stereotypes and asserts the legitimacy of their talents. Equations scribbled on chalkboards, complex trajectories traced with precision, and the hum of early computers become metaphors for breaking barriers and charting new courses. The film also explores the theme of transformation on multiple levels: personal, professional, and societal. Each protagonist undergoes profound change, confronting internal doubts and external obstacles to claim agency. Catherine's evolution from a marginalized mathematician to a respected figure in mission control parallels the broader shifts in societal attitudes. Dorothy's adaptation to technological change symbolizes resilience and foresight, while Mary's legal battle represents a transformative challenge to segregationist norms. Interpersonal relationships within the narrative underscore themes of solidarity and sisterhood. The bond between Catherine, Dorothy, and Mary serves as a sanctuary amid exclusion, illustrating how community empowers individuals. Their shared laughter, support, and candid conversations provide emotional sustenance, highlighting the collective dimension of their struggles and triumphs. Family and home are recurring symbols that ground the narrative emotionally. Scenes set in domestic spaces emphasize love, heritage, and cultural identity. Photographs, heirlooms, and everyday rituals create a tapestry of belonging that contrasts with the alienation of workplace segregation. These elements remind viewers that personal histories and relationships are integral to the character's strength and motivation. The film's visual symbolism reinforces these themes. Doors, for example, appear repeatedly as metaphors for opportunity and exclusion, some closed or locked, others opening to new possibilities. Bathrooms and cafeterias represent institutional barriers, their segregation a constant reminder of inequality. Yet, when characters cross these thresholds, these acts become symbolic assertions of dignity and defiance. The cosmos itself functions as a powerful symbol, vast, mysterious, and full of possibility. The space race backdrop elevates the narrative from personal struggle to a universal quest. Rockets launching into the unknown symbolize aspiration and the human desire to transcend limits. This imagery frames the protagonists' journeys as not only historical but mythic, linking their individual stories to a larger human narrative. Light and shadow are employed cinematically to underscore emotional states and thematic contrasts. Bright, sterile lighting in NASA offices evokes control and rigidity, while softer, warmer light in community scenes conveys intimacy and hope. Shadows often envelop moments of doubt or exclusion, visually articulating internal and external conflicts. The film's soundtrack and sound design also contribute to thematic resonance. Gospel and jazz music evoke cultural heritage and spiritual strength, while the mechanical sounds of computers and rockets underscore themes of progress and innovation. Silence and sound interplay to heighten tension or provide emotional release, guiding viewers through the narrative's peaks and valleys. Identity emerges as a multifaceted theme, encompassing race, gender, and professional roles. The characters grapple with societal expectations and personal aspirations, navigating the complex terrain of self-definition amid external constraints. Their journeys highlight the interplay between individual agency and structural forces, emphasizing the ongoing process of claiming one's place in the world. Education and knowledge are portrayed as tools of empowerment and transformation. The protagonist's dedication to learning and teaching, whether mastering programming languages or pursuing engineering degrees, symbolizes resistance to limitation and the pursuit of freedom through intellect. This theme resonates with broader narratives about access, opportunity, and social mobility. Hope and perseverance infuse the narrative, providing an emotional through line. Despite setbacks and discrimination, the characters' unwavering commitment to their goals inspires a sense of possibility and resilience. This optimism is not naive but grounded in lived experience, reflecting the complexities of social change. In essence, the film's themes and symbolism create a rich, layered narrative that speaks to both historical realities and timeless human concerns. Through its portrayal of hidden figures whose brilliance and courage alter the course of history, the story invites viewers to reflect on the power of determination, the necessity of justice, and the enduring quest for recognition and belonging. By intertwining personal stories with broader social and cosmic motifs, the film transcends its genre, offering a deeply moving and intellectually stimulating experience. Its thematic depth and symbolic richness ensure that it resonates across generations, inspiring reflection and action long after the credits roll. The artistry behind the film is a delicate fusion of storytelling craft and cinematic technique, a harmonious interplay of visuals, sound, pacing, and performance that breathes life into a story both monumental and intimate. From the earliest conceptual stages through to the final edit, every filmmaking choice was made with an eye toward honoring the narrative's complexity while engaging viewers emotionally and intellectually. Exploring the techniques employed reveals how the film transcends its historical subject matter to become a vivid, immersive experience. The cinematography plays a foundational role in shaping the film's atmosphere. The director of photography crafted a visual language that balances the stark realities of segregation-era NASA with the warmth and vitality of the protagonists' personal worlds. Early scenes set within NASA's offices and labs employ a palette dominated by cool blues and grays, with fluorescent lighting casting sharp, defined shadows. This aesthetic conveys the clinical, regulated environment where the women's talents were constrained by institutional prejudice. Camera work in these sequences is deliberate and precise. Static wide shots establish the imposing scale of the research center, rows of desks, towering filing cabinets, and the imposing machinery of the early computing era, setting a tone of order and gravity. In contrast, close-ups and medium shots focus tightly on characters' faces and hands, emphasizing the intellectual labor and emotional nuance beneath the surface. The camera lingers on pencil marks, chalkboard equations, and the tapping of keys, inviting viewers into the meticulous process of calculation and discovery. As the narrative shifts to personal and community spaces, the cinematography adopts a softer, more fluid approach. Lighting warms, with sunlight filtering through windows, casting gentle glows and highlighting textures in clothing and furnishings. Handheld camera movements create intimacy, drawing viewers into moments of laughter, reflection, and solidarity. This visual contrast underscores the thematic tension between professional exclusion and personal belonging. Editing techniques further enhance the storytelling rhythm. The film balances the pacing of high-stakes scientific sequences with quieter, character-driven moments. Rapid cuts punctuate scenes of calculation and mission control, generating suspense and emphasizing the urgency of the space race. Conversely, longer takes in domestic and social settings allow emotions to unfold organically, inviting empathy and connection. Cross-cutting is employed skillfully to weave together parallel storylines, workplace challenges, family dynamics, and legal battles, building narrative momentum and highlighting thematic intersections. These editing choices maintain viewer engagement while respecting the complexity of multiple, intertwining arcs. Sound design is integral to the film's immersive quality. The ambient noise of typewriters, adding machines, teletypes, and the mechanical whirring of early computers creates a textured soundscape that grounds scenes historically and sensorially. The subtle layering of these sounds adds authenticity, enveloping viewers in the era's sensory world. The musical score complements these elements with a blend of period-appropriate jazz, gospel influences, and original compositions that underscore emotional beats. Music cues are used strategically, to heighten tension during mission preparations, to evoke cultural identity in community scenes, and to provide moments of uplift during breakthroughs. The interplay of diegetic and non-diegetic sound enriches the narrative texture. Dialogue recording and mixing were handled with precision to capture the nuances of performances. The clarity of voices amidst ambient noise ensures that emotional subtleties and intellectual exchanges resonate. This attention to auditory detail supports character development and viewer immersion. Production design and costume work also serve storytelling functions beyond mere aesthetics. Set decoration reflects social hierarchies and cultural contexts. Office spaces are utilitarian and impersonal, while homes and churches brim with personal artifacts and vibrant colors. Costumes trace character arcs, with professional attire signaling authority and aspiration, and casual wear conveying intimacy and community ties. Subtle changes in wardrobe correspond to shifts in confidence and status. Lighting techniques are employed to symbolically underscore thematic content. Scenes of exclusion and isolation often feature low-key lighting and shadows, while moments of revelation and connection are bathed in natural or warm light. This chiaroscuro effect heightens emotional resonance and visual interest. Visual effects, though understated, contribute to the film's historical authenticity. The integration of archival footage and computer-generated imagery of rocket launches and mission control sequences anchors the story in real events, enhancing credibility while maintaining cinematic flow. The film's framing and composition often use spatial relationships to convey power dynamics and emotional states. Characters are positioned in ways that emphasize isolation or inclusion. Marginalized individuals framed against expansive, empty spaces, or grouped closely to signify solidarity. These visual strategies deepen narrative impact. The box office production of the film reflects a thoughtful approach to marketing and audience engagement. Positioned as both an inspirational drama and a historical biopic, the film attracted diverse viewers, from history enthusiasts and science aficionados to advocates for social justice and mainstream audiences seeking compelling storytelling. Marketing campaigns leveraged the film's empowering message, partnering with educational institutions and STEM organizations to promote screenings and discussions. These outreach efforts broadened the film's impact beyond entertainment, fostering dialogue about representation and opportunity. The film's release strategy balanced wide distribution with targeted promotional events. Special premieres included appearances by cast members and historians, creating buzz and media attention. Social media campaigns highlighted the untold stories and real-life figures behind the narrative, engaging younger audiences and expanding reach. Box office performance reflected strong audience interest, buoyed by positive critical reception and word of mouth. The film's commercial success underscored the appetite for stories that blend historical significance with emotional depth and cultural relevance. Critics often cited the film's effective use of cinematic techniques as key to its impact. The synergy of visual storytelling, sound design, and performance was praised for creating an immersive, moving experience that transcended typical genre boundaries. Reviews highlighted how technical artistry supported narrative themes, amplifying the film's emotional and intellectual resonance. In essence, The film's filmmaking techniques are not mere embellishments but core components of its storytelling power. Through careful orchestration of camera work, lighting, sound, and editing, the filmmakers crafted a rich sensory and emotional landscape. This artistry enables viewers to engage deeply with the characters' struggles and triumphs, to feel the weight of history, and to be inspired by the enduring human spirit. The film stands as a testament to the transformative potential of cinema, where technique and story converge to illuminate hidden truths, celebrate resilience, and invite audiences on a journey of discovery and reflection. Its success lies in this harmonious blend, where every frame, every note, and every cut serves the greater purpose of honoring extraordinary lives and their lasting legacy. The story of this film would be incomplete without delving into the vibrant human elements that breathe life into its narrative, the actors whose performances anchor the story's emotional core, the insightful reflections shared in interviews, and the diverse audience responses that continue to shape its legacy. This triad of cast, conversation, and reception forms a dynamic dialogue that extends the film's impact far beyond the screen, inviting us into a shared exploration of history, identity, and inspiration. At the center of this dialogue stand the three leading actresses, Taraji P. Henson, Octavia Spencer, and Janelle Monáe, each bringing a unique blend of talent, authenticity, and passion to their roles. Their portrayals of Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson transcend mere biography. They offer deeply humanized portraits that capture the complexity, courage, and nuance of their characters. Taraji P. Henson's embodiment of Katherine Johnson is a masterclass in subtlety and strength. In numerous interviews, Henson speaks candidly about the responsibility she felt portraying a woman whose intellectual brilliance was long overlooked. She shares how meeting Katherine's real-life family and studying archival footage shaped her performance, imbuing it with respect and nuance. Henson discusses the balancing act of portraying Katherine's quiet dignity alongside moments of fierce determination, aiming to reflect both her extraordinary mind and her relatable humanity. Octavia Spencer's approach to Dorothy Vaughan highlights the character's blend of pragmatism, leadership, and warmth. Spencer has described the role as a tribute to unsung heroes, emphasizing Dorothy's foresight in embracing emerging technology and her nurturing leadership style. Through interviews, Spencer reveals how she connected with Dorothy's strength and perseverance, drawing parallels with her own experiences navigating a competitive industry. She also shares anecdotes about the camaraderie on set, noting how the supportive environment fostered genuine chemistry and spontaneity. Janelle Monáe, portraying Mary Jackson, infuses her character with vibrancy and hope. Beyond acting, Monáe's background as a musician brought a rhythmic energy to her portrayal, subtly enriching the narrative's emotional texture. In conversations, she reflects on Mary's trailblazing spirit and the significance of representing a woman who fought systemic barriers with both passion and grace. Monáe's engagement with the role extended to advocacy, participating in educational initiatives inspired by the film's themes. The supporting cast further enriches the narrative tapestry. Kevin Costner and Kirsten Dunst, among others, bring depth and nuance to roles that reflect the societal and institutional structures the protagonists navigate. Their portrayals avoid caricature, instead offering complex figures who embody both the resistance and, at times, the gradual acceptance that characterized the era. Interviews with these actors reveal thoughtful engagement with the historical context and the challenges of portraying nuanced antagonism. Behind the camera, the director's insights provide valuable context for the film's creative vision. He has spoken about the importance of balancing historical accuracy with compelling storytelling, emphasizing the need to humanize iconic figures while honoring their legacy. His collaborative approach on set fostered an environment where actors could explore their characters deeply, leading to performances marked by authenticity and emotional resonance. Interviews with the screenwriters reveal the careful research and sensitivity that informed the script. They discuss the challenges of condensing complex histories into a coherent narrative and the deliberate choices made to highlight themes of empowerment and resilience. These conversations underscore the film's dual commitment to education and entertainment, aiming to inspire while informing. Audience reviews and reactions form a rich mosaic of appreciation, critique, and personal connection. Viewers across demographics have expressed admiration for the film's celebration of unsung heroes and its nuanced portrayal of race and gender dynamics. Many have shared how the story resonated with their own experiences of overcoming adversity or navigating systemic barriers, finding inspiration in the protagonist's journey. Social media and online platforms have become vibrant spaces where fans dissect scenes, quote memorable lines, and create tributes. The film has sparked conversations about representation in media, the importance of STEM education for underrepresented groups, and the ongoing relevance of civil rights struggles. Fan communities have organized screenings and discussions, extending the film's impact into real-world activism and education. Critics have generally praised the film for its strong performances, thoughtful screenplay, and effective blend of drama and inspiration. Reviews often highlight the chemistry among the leads and the film's success in bringing complex historical figures to life with empathy and clarity. Some critiques focus on narrative pacing or the challenges inherent in biographical storytelling, yet these are typically outweighed by recognition of the film's cultural significance and emotional power. Educational institutions and organizations have embraced the film as a tool for learning and inspiration. Screenings accompanied by panel discussions, workshops, and curriculum materials have brought the story to classrooms and communities, fostering dialogue about history, science, and social justice. This educational impact reflects the film's role beyond entertainment, as a catalyst for awareness and empowerment. The interplay of cast performances, creative vision, and audience engagement creates a living, evolving narrative. Interviews reveal the humanity behind the roles, the dedication to authenticity, and the shared commitment to honoring legacies. Audience responses reflect the film's ability to connect across time and culture, inspiring reflection and action. In essence, the film's journey from script to screen to public discourse is a testament to the power of storytelling. It demonstrates how cinema can illuminate hidden histories, foster empathy, and ignite conversations that transcend entertainment. The voices of cast and crew, alongside those of viewers, weave together a vibrant narrative that celebrates brilliance, resilience, and the enduring quest for recognition and equality. This rich dialogue between creators and audiences ensures that the story remains alive, dynamic, and relevant, a beacon that continues to inspire and challenge, inviting us all to see beyond the surface and honor the hidden figures who shaped our world. The journey we've embarked on through this film has been one of profound discovery, heartfelt emotion, and enlightening insight, a layered exploration that has peeled back the surface to reveal the extraordinary lives and stories that often go unnoticed. From the opening moments, where the barriers of segregation and prejudice set the stage, to the climactic triumphs that reshaped history, we've witnessed not just a tale of scientific achievement, but a powerful narrative about resilience, courage, and the relentless pursuit of justice. We began by stepping into the vibrant world of early 1960s America, a nation gripped by the Cold War and fueled by the urgent race to the stars. In this backdrop of ambition and tension, the film introduces us to three remarkable women, Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson, whose intellect, determination, and spirit defied the confines of race and gender to contribute indispensably to NASA's pioneering space missions. Their stories unfold with both intimate warmth and epic scope, drawing us into a world where every calculation, every act of courage, reverberated far beyond the walls of the research center. Through detailed plot exploration, we trace the individual and collective challenges faced by these women. Katherine's precision and grace as she tackled complex orbital calculations, Dorothy's visionary leadership in embracing new technologies and empowering her team, Mary's fearless fight to break educational and professional barriers. These narratives, interwoven with the broader historical context of segregation and the civil rights movement, offer a compelling portrait of perseverance in the face of systemic adversity. Our deep dive into character analysis revealed the richness of these figures, not just as historical icons but as fully realized individuals grappling with personal fears, family responsibilities, and societal expectations. Their friendships, vulnerabilities, and triumphs humanize the grand sweep of history, inviting us to connect emotionally with their journeys. We saw how each woman's unique strength complemented the others, forming a sisterhood that became a vital source of support and resilience. Behind the scenes, the filmmaking process emerged as a collaborative labor of love, marked by meticulous research, creative problem-solving, and joyful camaraderie. From the painstaking reconstruction of NASA's environments to the nuanced performances shaped by actor insight and improvisation, every detail was crafted to honor authenticity and emotional truth. Anecdotes from the set, unexpected moments of levity, technical challenges overcome, and the deep bonds formed among cast and crew, remind us that storytelling is as much about human connection as it is about historical accuracy. The film's settings and cinematic elements serve as more than visual decoration. They are active storytellers, shaping mood, emphasizing themes, and immersing audiences in the world of the protagonists. The contrast between cold, segregated workplaces and warm, vibrant community spaces underscores the dual realities these women navigated. Cinematography, lighting, and sound design work in concert to create an atmosphere that is at once tense and hopeful, intimate, and expansive. Thematic exploration illuminated the film's profound messages about equality, visibility, empowerment, and transformation. Symbolism, whether through the metaphor of space as limitless possibility, the recurring imagery of doors and thresholds, or the interplay of light and shadow, deepens the narrative's emotional resonance. These themes invite us to reflect not only on past injustices but on ongoing struggles for inclusion and recognition. Our examination of filmmaking techniques revealed how visual storytelling, soundscapes, and editing rhythms elevate the narrative, guiding viewers through complex emotional and intellectual landscapes. The film's box office production and marketing strategies underscored its cultural relevance and broad appeal, connecting with diverse audiences and fostering meaningful conversations about history, science, and social justice. Finally, the voices of cast members, directors, writers, and audiences weave together a dynamic dialogue that extends the film's impact beyond the screen. Interviews offer insights into the creative process and personal connections, while audience reviews and discussions highlight the story's resonance across generations and cultures. This ongoing exchange reflects the power of cinema to educate, inspire, and unite. As we close this exploration, it's clear that this film is more than a cinematic achievement. It is a celebration of hidden histories brought to light, a tribute to human intellect and courage, and a call to honor those whose stories have shaped our world. Its legacy is one of empowerment, encouraging us to look beyond the surface, to recognize the unseen contributions around us, and to continue striving for a more just and inclusive future. If this deep dive has enriched your understanding, sparked your curiosity, or touched your heart, then you are in the perfect place to continue this journey with us. By subscribing, you join a community passionate about uncovering the layers beneath every story, exploring the artistry and meaning that make films resonate. Don't forget to like this video. It helps us reach more fellow movie lovers who seek thoughtful, immersive analysis. Share your thoughts, favorite moments, or questions in the comments below. Your engagement keeps this conversation alive and vibrant, creating a space where stories come alive through shared reflection. Together, we'll explore more films that illuminate the depths of human experience, celebrate creativity, and inspire change. Thank you for joining this cinematic journey. Until next time, keep watching with open eyes and open hearts, ready to discover the hidden figures and stories that shape our world and ourselves.